In this lecture, we're going to learn how to include and exclude fields returned in the documents that we query for. So, if you recall from the last lecture, we have a find with a filter, and if we run this, we'll see it prints out these documents, and it prints out all of the fields of that document, the ID, X, Y, and I, which I added for this example. But it's kind of silly to have the server return the X field because we already know that we're filtering where X is 0, so they're all going to be 0. So let's show how we can exclude the X field. So we'll do that by creating a projection. And again, we'll start with the raw document representation of the projection. We'll say X0, and this is a little weird because our filter is, we're filtering on X0, but this X0 means something else. The 0 means exclude the X field from the results. So let's add that projection and rerun. And you'll see now we get all the fields except X. We have ID, Y, and I. And if you go to the MongoDB log, you'll see the projection is X0, which means exclude. Let's say we also want to exclude another field. We can do that by saying append, let's also exclude the ID field. So we'll append ID of 0, and we'll do it again. Now we see that ID is gone. So that's excluding. Now let's do the opposite. We'll do include. So let's say we want to include Y and I. We'll change this to a 1 and run again. And now we have Y and I, but we also have underscore ID. That's because the MongoDB query engine treats underscore ID specially. And if you don't explicitly exclude it, it's always returned, even if you were explicit about the other fields that you want to include. So if we've done includes and we want to also exclude ID, we have to do that explicitly. And you can see in the logs that looks as you would expect. So as with filter, you can use raw documents or you can use our builder, which is called projections. So let's go through the example again and show how to use the projections class to do this. So let's start by excluding X. And as you can see again, X is excluded. And if we want to include another one, we can just provide a list. This takes varargs, the exclude method. You can see it takes varargs of field names. So we'll do that, and then we should only get Y and I. And again, we're getting different results because X and Y are random up here. So now let's look at include. So let's include Y. And we get Y, but we also get the ID field. Now let's add I to the mix. And you can see we get Y, I, and ID. So what if we want to get Y and I, but also exclude ID? So this is a little more complicated. We have to combine an include and an exclude. We use the fields method to do that. We're going to say include Y and I and exclude underscore ID. Reformat that. So fields is a combining method. It combines the includes here with the excludes from here. And now you can see we just get Y and I. Because excluding ID is special, the projections class includes a helper explicitly for it called exclude ID. So you can run that and it does the same thing. And finally, I like to statically import these methods so that it's a little shorter and reads a little better, I think. So we can say fields include Y and I and exclude ID. So we saw here how to project fields using mongocollection.find, using both raw documents and using the static methods in the projections builder class.